Hey guys, Josh Graston coming to you with the Money Hungry Episode 5 recap on behalf of DietsAndReview.com. Now this week in the house things changed dramatically. The reason being is that we found out that there was not going to be a house vote this week. Now going into the game, this is actually how we all expected the game to play out. You know, we all thought it was going to be Biggest Loser style. You show up, you lose weight, and you don't go home. But with Money Hungry, with the house vote system, it always kind of complicated things. It made a higher need for alliances. It made a bigger need to not piss people off. But this week, that all went to the wind. And, you know, we went to the challenge, which was at Snookie's Cookies, and it's not the Snookie from Jersey Shore. And we found out there's no house vote this week. Immediately, most people thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to win immunity? But the regulators made it pretty clear that they were going to win it just by eating all of those cookies. Because it just did not make sense to try and eat 12 300-calorie cookies to compete against the regulators, because then you're still competing to see who can hold the tray the longest. And I'm pretty sure we would have been there all night. Interesting fact about the challenge, though, only 3 teams ate cookies. The regulators ate all 12. Mission Impossible ate half, which would be 6. And the Slenderellas ate 3. And I don't think anybody, even the Slenderellas, was sure why they were eating 3. I kind of think Jackie just wanted some cookies. But, Caitlin did stay in for a long time in the challenge. The way the challenge was edited, it made it look like we were there a long time. I don't remember the exact timeline, but all I know is I couldn't lift my arms for like a day after that challenge. The other big vein in the house this week, though, was that it looked like nobody was working out. The reality of the situation, there may have been 1 or 2 teams that were taking it easy, but the rest of us were in there all the time. My partner, Melissa, was dealing with a broken foot, which is why we see me talk about her not hitting her calories and not getting her workouts in. When you're dealing with a broken toe, not a broken foot. When you're dealing with a broken toe, there's not much you can do for it except for rest. When you're in a weight loss competition, though, it's kind of hard to rest while everybody else is working out 4 and 5 hours a day. Going into the weigh-in, though, that was the big shocker this week, was that everyone, it seemed like, was having lower numbers. Grading Curves had a phenomenal week in the 2% range. No Excuses was like 1.98%. Mission Impossible was 1.97%. So there was a few teams that had a good week, but everyone else seemed to just really be struggling. I'm not sure if this was due to, just our bodies plateauing, people not hitting their calories and nutrition. And this was the big thing that I pointed out to everybody. I kind of became a house nag, was that I was like, you're not hitting your calories. You guys aren't eating enough. Because if you've ever dieted before, you know that it's essential to get your calories in if you're going to continue losing weight. Anyways, huge shocker to, I think, everybody when Deep Dish went home. Up to this point, Deep Dish was actually one of the leading teams in the competition in terms of sheer percentage of weight loss. So for them to go home, it was just bad. I mean, I'll be honest, even though they weren't in my alliance, they didn't deserve to go home based on the work that they put in. And it's always sad to see somebody go home when they don't deserve to. The last storyline I want to talk about in this recap, though, is the crush scene with Stephanie. I catch a lot of flack, because I went on national TV, and essentially I had 2 crushes. But they were legitimate things, You go into a house with these people, you bond with them, you're around them 24/7, you quickly form an opinion of someone, whether it's positive or negative, and, I'm a natural flirt, and so I flirted. It never affected my gameplay, it never affected my workouts. The only thing was I had to make sure it didn't affect my partnership with my teammate Melissa. In this episode, we see that it almost did. But yeah, that's about all that I've got for this week. Tune in next week. Episode 6 is bound to be crazy. The competition, the challenge next week, involves the football field, so it's kind of near and dear to my heart. Hopefully you'll tune in then. Again, this is Josh from Team No Excuses on behalf of DietsAndReview.com. We'll see you next week.